we got to pick some games. You know what I mean? Before the season started, I was like, hey, we're gonna pick some games. I forgot that we were gonna do that. Let's actually do it this week. Let's make it happen. I actually remembered, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen real quick. Let's see here. Here we go. And we're gonna pick some games. All right. So we're definitely not gonna pick that Thursday. So we're gonna start with the Jets. Jets and Vikings, man. Who y'all got? So this is gonna be a weekly thing, by the way.
This is the overseas game, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, this is the London game because it starts at or wherever country.
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely overseas because of the time, 6:30 a.m.
Yeah. I got the Jets in an upset right here, man.
Yeah.
I got the Jets in an upset. Those Europe games are weird, man. You get a lot of weird things happening. Games are closer than what people think. Sometimes the underdog wins those, just depending on how your itinerary and your travel strategy is. That matters when you're traveling this far. The Jets have a shorter distance, not by much, but they have a shorter distance nonetheless. So,
true.
I got the Jets right here. They got a rebound from that terrible game against the Broncos offensively. And I think they got the defense to kind of hold what the Vikings are trying to do. I got the Jets in an upset.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Jets too because they're kind of closer to because it's gonna be tough, man, on the players going overseas, the time change. Yep. I'm just gonna assume the Jets can handle a little bit better because they're probably gonna be a little bit closer. The Vikings are 4-0. Are they really a 4-0 team? They're hot. They're playing well.
Yeah.
But I think they come back to earth. I think the Jets probably still win this week. And Darnold doesn't have a good game against his former team, so I'm also go with the Jets as well. Who you got, Severe?
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I just think Kevin O'Connell is proving Kevin O'Connell is probably the leader, and probably by a pretty wide margin for Coach of the Year so far.
Yeah,
just the job he's done turning Sam Darnold into an NFL quarterback. And part of it is because the weapons that are at his disposal: Justin Jefferson, Addison, Aaron Jones is having a heck of a year so far. So I just think just with that compliment and defensively, like that they're still a pretty solid defensive team. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I mean, Kevin O'Connell is a great play caller too, as well. So,
definitely.
Let's move it along. So I'm keeping track of this. Hopefully, you guys doing the same. We got Carolina and the Bears. Mike, who you got?
I'm going with the Bears here. I think that rookie quarterback with Caleb Williams, it takes a while to get things going. Week 5, you might see some strides. As weeks progress, you're going to see some strides with that offense. And I think that this is the perfect game to get things going. I got the Bears winning this game. Maybe a double-digit win right here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Panthers, man. I think since that quarterback change, they're playing like a better football team. And I think last week they ran across a Bengals team that obviously was winless this season. They were desperate. They almost kind of it was actually a game that the Panthers could have won too. But I feel like the Panthers, they just feel like a brand new team right now. So and the Bears defensively I think are pretty solid, but offensively they're still trying to figure things out with Caleb Williams. I'm gonna go with the Panthers, man, in this one.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears. Just defensively, I think they're just a very for all his flaws. Eberflus is a very good defensive coach, and he has the Bears defense playing very well this year. And I've been very critical of Caleb Williams, but this previous game, I think that was his best game of the year. He has weapons all over the field. This is the return of DJ Moore. I'm sure DJ Moore wants to do some very serious damage to the Carolina Panthers. and Rome Odunze is out there. I think he finally got going as well. So Cole Kmet as well. I just think that the Bears are I think that defensively they're going to overwhelm the Panthers. And I think they do enough offensively to win the game pretty comfortably. 7-10, 7-10 point win.
All right, let's take it to the Ravens and Bengals, man. Who you got, Mike?
This division is going to be one of those that you're just going to – every team is going to beat up on each other. I think the winner of this division is going to have like 9 or 10 wins. And saying that, I got the Bengals winning this. Now, I will say this. If you're betting on this game, the Ravens are probably favored. I haven't looked at it, but they're going to probably be like a 4 or 5 point favorite with this one. Pick the Bengals plus whatever number that is. I wouldn't pick them in a money line, but this could be a close game. And I got the Bengals winning this one. They need it. They need this one, and they're a better team than what the record says. They'll put pretty much every team at like 2 and 3, or in that ballpark, except for the Browns. So, Bengals win this one. Get right back into the race.
Yeah, you kind of read my mind with this one, man. I thought I was taking the Bengals too as well because I think that they're a better team than the 0-3 start that they had, especially with they're having their quarterback back healthy. The Ravens, they're like a team. I don't know, man. So one week they're playing like a contender. The other week they're losing games that they should win. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I think this is gonna be a good game. It's obviously a divisional game. You already know, like, divisional games are like always gonna be tough games to even pick, just because any team can win at that point. Like just like when we play against the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs, there's always gonna be tough games for the Raiders. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well.
It's a trifecta, man. I'm going with the Bengals also. Don't let their record deceive you. They were beat by the Chiefs. That was a last-second field goal. Patrick Mahomes I think like they had a sack fumble that the Chiefs scored on, and then I think it was consecutive punts, and then Patrick Mahomes went down there, did his magic, and he got them a field goal, and they had ended up getting a 1 point lead. And then even with the Commanders, right? That was Jaden Daniels, like Jaden Daniels playing. Yeah, so I that was a close win as well. I want to say the Carolina had that game until Jaden Daniels did what Jaden Daniels been doing since he was at LSU. So and then they finally scratched last week, against the Panthers, a Panthers team that was kind of coming off of a high. You would think they'd be feeling good after that win against the Raiders, looking to build some momentum, and Joe Burrow kind of got into a stride. We saw how the Ravens struggled, guarding Devontae, and they struggled guarding Brock Bowers as well. Bengals don't have quite the tight end as Brock Bowers, but I like Mike Gesicki as a tight end. They also got two stud receivers. T. Higgins is back, and Jamar Chase is out there. So we were going after Marlon Humphrey every chance we got. So now it's like pick your poison. You got T. Higgins or Jamar Chase out there.
Yeah, man. So we went Bengals all the way across. Dolphins, Patriots, Mike.
Man, this might be a battle for last place, and I think the Dolphins are reeling. We heard some rumors that Tyreek Hill might want to get traded. These receivers. I'm not gonna anyway. These receivers in this league, man. Anyway, but
the divas.
They're divas, and that's the bottom line. But I will say that this is going to be a closer game than what people think. I got the Dolphins squeaking this one out, but the Patriots are going to make this competitive. I got Dolphins.
Oh man, this is tough, man. If it was before the season, even when Tua was healthy, I would have picked the Dolphins. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Huntley is going to be back this game, or he's going to be starting this game. So we'll see how that looks like. Mike McDaniels, obviously, he's an offensive-minded coach. He's one of the best play callers out there. Like, he's gonna have something cooking, especially against another divisional game. A lot of divisional games this week. So we got, man, it's gonna be tough, man. Oh man, I'm gonna go to Patriots. Patriots.
Okay,
I'm gonna go Patriots.
I can see that too, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a weird game, and I think Patriots, they just know they'll win a weird game for some reason.
Yeah.
But Xavier, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going Patriots as well. I think that they are a pretty good defensive team, and even though the Dolphins have a plethora of weapons, they don't have the guy that really can get the ball to any of those weapons, right? I don't trust. I mean, Skylar Thompson struggled, and then Tyler Huntley struggled as well. It doesn't seem like Mike McDaniel was really able to adapt his offense to the new quarterback. He was trying to do some of the same things with those guys that Tua was doing, and I don't think he was really playing to their strengths. Maybe with another week of practice, he's able to make those adjustments. But right now, I just trust the Patriots more. Jacoby Brissett is a steady veteran. Even though they don't have a lot of weapons on the outside, I do like Jalen Polk. Ramondre Stevenson is a pretty good running back. So, and it's in New England. I'm gonna go with the Patriots to win at home in a close, ugly game.
Yeah, and they lost. I think Dolphins lost Jalen Phillips from. I think they're one of their best pass rushers for the entire season. I think he's out for the season, so they're dealing with injuries on defense too. So, but yeah, moving along. Let's go. Browns, Commanders. Who we got?
Do you guys really believe that the Commanders are going to be a 4-1 team if they win this one? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, Jaden Daniels been looking great. We've been saying he's an MVP candidate right now, early on, right?
Right.
The Browns need this win, man. I got the Browns in an upset. A defense like the Browns versus a rookie quarterback. The rookie quarterback doesn't usually win that. I think that Jaden Daniels kind of goes back down to earth in a sense a little bit, and the Browns do just enough to win this game. I got the Browns squeaking one by the Commanders.
Hey man, I'm going with Jaden Daniels here. He's the best quarterback in this matchup. It's pretty much done. It's just a matter of time when they try to. It's going to go down as probably one of the worst trades in history, because the fact that they gave up all that to get Watson, and he's just not a good player right now. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's something that he could overcome or get back to where he usually was. But I don't think the Browns, from what we've seen, man, and I know the Raiders just played them, they beat them. They don't look like a good team right now.
They don't.
Nick Chubb is like literally their best hope. They're a better team when they can run the football, and Nick Chubb is a guy that, takes them to a whole different level. And they asked him when he's going to come back. I think he's been cleared to come back, but he doesn't know when he's going to be coming back. So I'm going with the Commanders.
So I will say this: Deshaun Watson, even though he lost, I think he's coming off his best game, and I think he actually played well. I think he played well. I think you take out that holding penalty, and you take out that incredibly bad drop by Amari Cooper, and we're looking at Deshaun Watson a little bit different in that game. I don't know if Nick Chubb is going to be back for this game. I think he's activated, but I don't know if he's going to be back. But they do have weapons on the outside. But that being said, I'm going Jaden Daniels and Washington Commanders. It's going to be a shootout, man. Be a shootout. Like, the only team that Washington has held under 30, I think, is the Giants. I think every other team has scored more than 30. So, it's going to be a shootout. But the Commanders have been winning all these shootouts thus far. I think they have the better quarterback in this matchup, surprisingly. Wouldn't have been saying that, 3 years ago or 3 or 4 years ago. So, Jaden Daniels is on a hot streak. I think he's too young to be intimidated right now. He's just out there balling. So I think he's going to take that momentum, and I think they're going to beat the Cleveland Browns.
I will say, though, Jaden Daniels still hasn't figured out how to slide and stay away from these big hits. And the Browns, from what we've seen, they got some hitters over there. Like they are not. They're a physical football team. So there's that. But yeah, man, the Browns got so many issues. Even at wide receiver, everybody talks about the receivers, but they lead the league in drops. They got two receivers that can't catch. Like they're talented, but they can't catch anything, and they're paid. So, it is what it is, man. But let's move it along to the Colts and Jaguars.
Jaguars get one on the board. They're long overdue for a win, man. I got them beating the Colts right here.
Oh, this is a tough one. I don't think Richardson plays this week. I think Flacco is the starting quarterback, and Flacco, man, he's having a career resurgence as a backup quarterback, and every time he gets inserted into the starting lineup, he's playing well. And I think the Colts look like a different team when he played last week, which is kind of low-key putting a little bit of a quarterback controversy if he continues to play well. And they won that game because of Flacco.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Colts, man. The Jaguars, they look like the Jaguars of old, man. Like they don't look like it's crazy. Lawrence, he got paid and he looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Mailed it in. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know. I'm not fully tapped in with what's going on exactly with the Jaguars, but if you're a fan of that team, man, they're going through it. But I'm going Colts.
It depends. If Anthony Richardson starts, I'm going Jaguars. But if Joe Flacco starts, I hate to say it, bro. I hate to say it. If Joe Flacco starts, I'm going with, and I'm assuming Joe Flacco is going to start. So I'm gonna go with the Colts. Joe Flacco, he's on that Ryan Fitzpatrick run. That Ryan Fitzpatrick would come in and he would go crazy and throw for 350, 400 yards, and he's on that Fitzmagic stuff. And I think the Colts have some weapons. They got Pittman, they got Downs, they got Mo Alley Cox, they got Taylor. So I think with the vet like Flacco leading the way. I think they get it done, and it's a shame because if the Jaguars lose, man, like Doug Peterson, like he might have to walk home. So even if they're at home, he might have to. He might have to walk home. So I think the Jaguars. It was a nice story in the beginning of last year, but they're kind of continuing the trend of poor play that they finished last year with to start this year. So I don't know if they'll be able to turn it around this week.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So and Severe, by the way, you picked the Commanders before this game, right?
Yep.
All right. And you picked the Colts this game?
Yeah, I'm picking the Colts. Yeah.
Picking the Colts.
Picking the Colts.
Anthony Richardson, man. I was big on him coming out, but if it doesn't work out with the Colts, man, he's done. He is done. Now we got the Bills and Texans. This is man, low key, some of these games could go either way, and this is another one. This is another one, but this one might be the game of the week. Bills versus Texans.
I was about to say that. Yeah, this is a heavyweight matchup right here. This is a playoff caliber matchup, divisional round type of matchup. Right. The Bills need to rebound from last week. They laid an egg on Monday. They look bad. Yeah. And the Texans, I don't know if are they elite? Are they an elite team? Like, I don't know. We know offensively they can get the job done. Defensively, they're pretty good too. But we haven't seen them against a top-notch team yet. So I got the Bills winning this one. It's gonna be close though. It's gonna be close. Josh Allen's gonna get him down the field and get the job done.
You know what I don't like about this setup right here? It don't tell you who the home team is.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah,
because this is a close. It could go either way. I can see either team winning. The Bills have played well this year. I think Josh Allen has adjusted to not playing without his former number one receiver. A lot of people are looking into that.
All the teams on the right are the home team.
Home games? No. Because look at the Raiders. Yeah, I think the Raiders are. Oh, okay. The right is the home.
The Raiders
team.
are. Yeah. The Raiders.
You know what? Teams. Hey, man, Texans at home. I'm taking Texans at home, man. Taking Texans at home.
Okay.
So you said you got the Bills, Mike?
I'll stick. I don't have too much conviction on that one. I'm not really confident, but I'm gonna stick with the Bills. I said Bills.
I can see the Bills winning though. I can see the Bills winning.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just going with the home team. What you got, Severe?
Man, we all know Coleridge is my guy. Coleridge Jr., aka CJ Stroud. That's my guy. But the Texans really haven't looked great this year, to be honest with you. And the one time they played a good team, they got curb stomped by the Vikings. The Bills are coming off of a horrible defeat. I'm sure they're going to get right. This is going to be the first matchup between the Bills and Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs talked a lot of trash about essentially him making Josh Allen the player he was. You look at the timeline; it does kind of match up his success with Stephon Diggs' arrival. The Texans at home, I'm gonna go with the Texans, man. Derek Stingley has been one of the best corners in the league. I think CJ Stroud is gonna get it together. Nico Collins has been like destroying stuff. So I'm gonna go with the Texans, man. But yeah, I'm not. There's not a lot of conviction in that pick for me either.
I mean, they're both coming off losses. So Bills coming off a loss,
Yeah.
and I think Texans lost last week. I believe, right? So which?
Nah, they come.
Yeah.
I think they won. I think they won last week. Their one loss was the Vikings. I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they won. They beat some. I want to say I think they squeaked past the Jaguars. I want to say.
Yeah, they squeaked past the Jaguars last minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right.
They've been beating some bad teams, barely beating some bad teams at that. So
yeah,
it's I don't know.
Oh, here's a game where we're not familiar with the teams that are playing right here. We got the Raiders and the Donkeys. Mike, who you got?
Well, we said it before, man. Got to get the run game going. It's about to be a real physical game. You know, there's going to be people are going to get punched in the mouth. This is in the mud, heavy. I wouldn't even say a heavyweight matchup because they're not heavyweights yet. But this is two bruising teams that want to make their mark with defense, and I think the Raiders win this game, 16-13, low score game.
All right, and Severe Texans was your pick for the last game?
Yeah.
All right. And you said the Raiders.
Yep, 16-13.
Okay, 16-13, man. Put that on here, man. 16-13. All right. I'm gonna go. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Raiders on a winning streak against the Broncos, but we can't rely on that. This game, it's gonna be a whole lot of distractions. We talked about keys to the game. Defense has to lead the way. Patrick Graham, he has a special matchup for him this week. This is where he goes in there and he confuses the hell out of Bo Nix. Maybe we get some big turnovers, maybe a defensive touchdown. Who knows? But I am going to go 23-10 Raiders.
Ooh, all right.
And this is before we say anything severe, this is a big game for AP.
Yes.
That's another thing we didn't talk about. This is a big game for AP, and I know there's distractions, but more so like, does he still have this? Like, a lot of people are questioning, has he lost the team? A lot of people are like, the haters and the whispers, like, has Lombardi basically is implying, oh, AP has lost the team. He's like the star players. You see how they're reacting and da-da-da-da. So this is a big game for AP, man. I want to see how the Raiders come out this game, but I got the Raiders. But Severe, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Much like you and exactly like you and Mike, I have the Raiders winning this game. I think people inside the building, the coaching staff. I think it's probably some of the personnel people. I'm sure some of the players on the team. I think they were kind of over the Devontae thing. I think he's basically had become ostracized. I'm sure he still has some close relationships on the team, but the majority of people seem like they were kind of done with that song and dance. And I think the fact that he basically quit on the team, saying that you're not good enough, I think that's going to be a rallying cry, and I think that AP is going to lead that charge. I think the guys are going to be amped up, ready to play, and I think we play our best game of the year against the Broncos, who are, in my opinion, a very similar team in terms of their strengths to a team that we just beat in the Browns. So I think we come out there and we win. I'm gonna go 24-13.
24-13. All right. We got the Cardinals and 49ers, man. A lot of divisional games this week. This is the division week.
Yep.
Cardinals and 49ers. Mike, who you got?
Yeah, division games, you never know what you're going to get. But this one, 49ers come in and whoop some ass, man. I got 49ers beating the Cardinals. Double-digit win right here.
Got you. Hate picking the Niners, but and the Cardinals division game, the Cardinals, they be playing the 49ers tough. And
they do.
They play them tough. So this could easily be, if someone were to pick an upset, I could see this happening. Got Kyler Murray running around over there. I know they're not the best of teams right now, but I'm picking the Niners at home. I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah.
Severe. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals, man.
You got the Cardinals?
Cardinals, man. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
That's the spirit.
I'm going with the Cardinals, man. I just think that it seems that Kyler and Marvin Harrison are starting to get on the same page.
Yeah.
Kyler's been playing good. Kyler's been playing some pretty good football. I like their head coach. I like Trey McBride. I think they have what it takes to put up a good point. I think Debo's down. McCaffrey is not there. Ayuk really hasn't stepped up in Debo's absence. So I'm gonna pick the upset here, man. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
All right. Ain't mad at you. We got Green Bay and the Rams. Mike, who you got?
Oh man. The Rams, they're too depleted right now. They're down both their receivers, Nakua and
But I gotta give Rams some credit though, man. They I don't know, man.
They play
really
teams tough though.
Yeah, they're coached up, man. They're coached up, man.
Yeah, they're coached up. But I think it's gonna be too much. The Packers came off a heartbreaking loss at home, so they got a lot to prove. This might be a rebound game for them. I got the Packers winning this one.
Packers. I got Packers too, man. Better team. But quarterback. Man, they're beat up too.
Yeah.
Rams is beat up. Man,
yeah.
It's tough game. But go ahead. It's hard to beat.
The Rams. The Rams are beat up. The Packers are 2-2 on the season. Both of those wins coming with Malik Willis at the helm.
It's crazy.
So Jordan Love has yet to win a game this season. I think that, man, I want to.
Yeah,
the Rams usually beat the Packers, man. The Rams usually beat the Packers, man. They don't have Kupp, they don't have Nakua, but Kyron Williams is having a hell of a season, man.
Yeah.
He's nice, bro. He's a nice running back.
Kyron Williams having a hell of a season, man. You know what? I'm gonna say Sean McVay has something special for these dudes, and I'm gonna pick the Rams to win it.
Okay, man.
And I pick Josh Jacobs to have a horrible game.
yeah. Negative yards. Negative 15 yards.
Severe is the president of the Josh Jacobs Hate Club, if y'all don't know. We got the Giants and the Seattle Seahawks this week. Who you got, Mike?
This is going to be a closer game than what people think, but I still got the Seahawks winning the game. Seahawks always play close games for whatever reason, especially at home. They always make it interesting at their own house. So, but I got the Seahawks winning this one. Close game, but they'll win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks as well, man. Giants coming from the other side of the coast. East Coast teams have issues going to the West Coast too as well, just like the West Coast has issues going East Coast and winning games.
Yep.
I'm taking the Seahawks, and it's tough. That's a stadium that I want to check out, bro. Like I want to go to a Seahawks game. Hopefully the Raiders, when they play them, it's going to be in their stadium because I actually want to check it out. I've heard a lot of good things. It's a really tough stadium for teams to play in. It gets super loud, so I want to definitely experience that. But I got the Seahawks.
The 12th man is real. The 12th man is real. Yeah, it's got to go with the Seahawks, man. Malik Neighbors, he's very, very early in his rookie season. He's already established himself as one of the best receivers in the league. The statistics say that. The advanced statistics say that. I think when Daniel Jones throws to Malik Neighbors, he has like a 93 QBR. When he throws to anybody else, it's like a 20. So, it's like Malik Neighbors is destroying he's putting the whole league in notice. I know a lot of people had him as his their wide receiver one, even over Marvin Harrison Jr., who some people had as his best player in his last draft. But the Seahawks, they were on a 3-game winning streak until they went up against the buzzsaw in the Detroit Lions. And it took, Jared Goff had a perfect game. Jahmyr Gibbs had a big game in that game as well. Seahawks are a good team. They're well coached. Good defense as well. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
All right. Got you down for the Seahawks. We got the Cowboys and Steelers. What you got?
I got the Cowboys winning this one. That's the Steelers, good defense, not doing much on offense. I think that's going to come back to haunt them in this game. Cowboys, they need to get it figured out on offense right now, which they haven't all season for the most part. But I think this is the game where they actually do. Cowboys win this one in a close one.
Yeah, Cowboys kind of been of a disappointed team this season. Steelers, on the other hand, have relied on Old Faithful, playing good defense, running the football. Justin Fields is doing what's being asked of him, and he's winning games, man. He's doing his thing. So I'm taking home team Pittsburgh.
It's tough. It's tough because Pittsburgh, they were 3-0. They lost last week to Joe Flacco. So, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, man. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I think all the Steelers have beat. I think they beat Justin Herbert. I don't think he finished that game. Taylor Heinicke finished that game. They came out. They let Joe Flacco beat him. I think Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. They've been having a great connection this year. I think that's gonna pull them through. I don't think Justin Fields has really done a lot. Yeah, I think he has his best game this previous game, and they still lost. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
All right. Saints and Chiefs. Monday night football game. It's gonna be at Arrowhead. Mike, who you got?
The Saints win by 85 points. I can't pick the Chiefs in good faith, man. I'm just sorry, I can't. I don't like the Chiefs. But, they also haven't been looking good. They're 4-0. Their record is misleading. They haven't been looking great this whole season. They've been bailed out in 3 of their 4 games by the refs. Yeah, I got the Saints in an upset right here. I got the Saints.
It's tough because Derek Carr in Arrowhead, he struggled for most of his career.
Man.
But then the Saints defensively are really tough. I think they could, especially with, Chiefs dealing with injuries at wide receiver. Man, it's Patrick Mahomes, Monday night football game. But I think the Saints have done a good job of catering to Derek Carr's strength, throwing it deep. Rashid, obviously Chris Olave, Clint Kubiak has cooled down ever since the start of the season. But you know what? Hey, man, I hate the Chiefs too. I'm going with the
Alvin Kamara's had a career resurgence, a little mini resurgence too. So
yeah,
he could be a problem out of the backfield. He can definitely be a problem. So Big game from Kamara. You know, Carr does what Carr does. You know, not make too many mistakes. Not a huge statistical game, but does just enough. And the defense carries them the rest of the way. I'm telling you, the Saints, man. I got the Saints winning this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I mean, and
the guy with the red hat on.
And Patrick Mahomes really hasn't been playing that great this year. Patrick Mahomes really hasn't been playing great this year. It's not so much that I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm just picking against Derek Carr in Arrowhead in cold weather. Like this dude folds up quick as I don't know what. As soon as the temperature drops below like 60 degrees, Derek Carr it's a wrap for Derek Carr. So and I just think that the Andy Reid is just a much better coach than Dennis Allen. You know, Steve Spagnuolo is just a much better coach than Clint Kubiak. And even though he's not having his best year, Patrick Mahomes is an infinitely better quarterback than Derek Carr. I don't care what weapons he got out there. He can line me up at wide receiver and probably still beat Derek Carr. So, you know, I hate to pick the Chiefs, but I just don't trust Derek Carr in cold weather games or games at Arrowhead.
I hear you, man. We kind of set our bias to begin with it, so we just like we hate the Chiefs, we're picking the Saints. But yeah, when it gets close, man, you just look at the quarterback and you just look at who's the home team. When it's close, look at the home team
and
whatever,
the coach,
whatever outweighs whatever. Huh? Go ahead.
And the coach as well.
Yeah, the coach too. Yeah, you make a good point, man.
You got to also you also got to take in consideration the most important thing of this game. The Chiefs have the advantage with the refs too.
Man, you already know.
In a close game, count on them black and whites to put on their red. So
you already know what time it is.
Chief, you never know, man. You never know.
I mean, if I think about it,
just saying. I'm
just looking at some of the games that I pick. I think this would probably be the biggest upset for me. Is the Saints? I think severe. I think for you is probably the Cardinals against the 49ers.
Yeah.
And Mike, I think you picked the upset game.
I picked a few, man. I got the Browns winning.
I think Mike got a few upset games.
Yeah, you got a few. I'm just looking at like you picked the Bills, the Browns. I think those are the main ones. Those are like the biggest upsets.
Mikey either gonna be way ahead or he'll dig himself a hell of a hole.
Yeah, it might be the hole, man.
This is the first week of we've been wanting to do this. We said this before the season. We're gonna do this, but we just haven't. We literally forgot about. I literally forgot. I was like, oh man, I can't believe we forgot about picking the games each week. So we'll see. This is week 1 for us. We'll see who comes out on top as far as record wise. The win-loss record.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.